You know, in order to really get a good concept of racism, you gotta imagine this. Imagine it. One guy was born in 1920. He lived to be 50 years old. Then he had a child. And now that child is 50. We're safely assuming along the way that before he got 50, he never had another child. That's lowballing the statistics. That's lowballing how the racism was passed down. I'm lowballing it. I am lowballing the whole scenario just so that you can get a much deeper understanding of your own ignorance, because it's simply your own ignorance, media hype, and everything else that's convincing you. It's nothing but words giving you the illusion that all this shit's been accomplished through past racism. And it's all conjecture and bullshit. And I'll call it first what it is. You know, bottom line is this. If one guy was born in 1920, and then lived 50 years and had another son, and his son is alive now, this is how far removed you are from the racial divide, from how you comprehend it, how you comprehend time. There's nothing to argue with me on this one, because you have to comprehend time properly. You have to remove any emotions that you have about time or that you might think involve time, and actually use time and use the concept of time properly and correctly. Now, if he had any kids before 50, now you got generations. You got generations of people. You got whole generations of people in between dude who was first born in 1920 and dude who had another son 50 years later in 1970. So you're telling me that the motherfucker that was born in 1970 received no racial training from the dude born in the 20s? My brain's farting. I'm just going to say it louder so that the people in the back can hear my question. Are you telling me? Now, we're talking about this timeline. I'm going to reinforce the timeline again. You're telling me that there's a guy born in 1920, and then in 1970, he has a son at 50 years old. And you're telling me that this guy born in 1920s is leaving no racial impressions or nothing on the guy that's born in the 70s? If you're telling yourself that, just go check into the nut ward. You're already there. It's already over. Everything's going on but the final crying. That's dead ass. Take all the time you need to think about that.